I think China's behavior is reflective of a typical abuser in society, claiming ownership of Taiwan and trying to intimidate us from making friends. And they're also trying to threaten friends from visiting us. We can't let this become a regular pattern.
The Chinese called her visit irresponsible, provocative, and dangerous. She vehemently defended the trip, and she promised that the U.S. won't allow China to isolate Taiwan. But when you consider what you've seen over the past week around that visit, do you stand by, and does the government stand by the move to invite her and have her there?
Yes, well, you just quoted the words irresponsible, provocative, and dangerous. And I think these are words that apply to the actions of China over the past week. I think the people of Taiwan will continue to welcome international friends who are in Taiwan to extend their support and help in terms of supporting Taiwan's international space and Taiwan's survival. I think China's behavior is reflective of a typical abuser in society, claiming ownership of Taiwan and trying to intimidate us from making friends. And they're also trying to threaten friends from visiting us. We can't let this become a regular pattern.
I want to read you something that an official at the Chinese embassy in the U.S. said last week. Taiwan is one of the very few issues that might take China and the United States to conflict or even a war. So extra caution and a sense of responsibility are indispensable when it comes to Taiwan. It's pretty strong language.
Well, I think it is important that we all recognize that the provocations and actions of China are destabilizing for the region. Taiwan has been extremely responsible. We are not joining the Chinese saber-rattling provocative action. We simply want to continue living our lives. We want to continue breathing the air of freedom. We want to engage with the world.
You get to the point where there is an attack by China, a real one, an aggressive one. Do you expect, does the Taiwanese government expect the U.S. to come to its defense?
Well, that's a hypothetical scenario. We have a very strong partnership with the United States that is codified in the Taiwan Relations Act and the 6 assurances. We will continue to build and strengthen that partnership to deter any military action, and so that that kind of tragedy will never have to happen on our island.
Thank you so much, Representative. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And China responded to our very first election by firing missiles against Taiwan. They have a very low anger threshold. They tend to be upset about everything we do, about our existence, about beating their athletes in the Olympics. I want to thank so many of you for also supporting the defense partnership as well as the political relationship that is based on our common values of freedom and democracy, as well as our common interests in ensuring the peace and stability of the Indo-Pacific region, as well as the prosperity of both our economies. Taiwan stands on the front line of confronting the Communist Party of China. We are under daily coercion on the political level, economic level, as well as militarily. And the United States has always been the most reliable friend and partner of Taiwan as we are confronting coercion from the CCP. You know, when I first started out in politics, Taiwan was just holding our very first ever presidential election, and that was in 1996. And China responded to our very first election by firing missiles against Taiwan. They have a very low anger threshold. They tend to be upset about everything we do, about our existence, about beating their athletes in the Olympics. But I think what's most important is that we work together to preserve our democracy, it's not only important for the people of Taiwan, it is important for all the freedom-loving people in the world, because the Chinese Communist Party has a narrative. They claim that democracy is not suitable for Asian people. That is a lie, that is false, and Taiwan is living proof of that. So thank you again for your steadfast support for Taiwan, and we look forward to working with all of the state legislatures on continuing to advance our economic partnership in so many ways. We also look forward to working with you on educational exchanges for all the young people of your schools and your universities around the United States who are questioning the presence of the Confucian Institutes and the way the Chinese government exercises censorship and surveillance on their students. Taiwan is your best alternative for learning the Chinese language in an environment where the young people can exercise their full freedom and tweet whatever they want without the risk of going to jail. So we have a lot of work to do, and thank you again to Alec and such strong enthusiasm for this partnership that continues to be so meaningful for democracy, for freedom, for our values, as well as for our interests.